What's good, guys? So this video is just going to be about an overall guide on how to approach certain objectives, or all objectives actually. And I'm going to be splitting these objectives into two different types of missions, I guess, two different types of objectives, whatever. So the first type will be defense missions, which are Sabotage, Serial Scan, and MIA. And offense missions will be Specimen, Nest Tracking, Decontamination, Shutdown, Hunt, Biopsy, and Specimen. And Rescue, right? And Rescue. How I categorize these is defense missions are just missions that require setup. You can take your time, play it slow, make sure you have the advantage up on the enemy. And offense missions require little to no setup, basically. You can pick roamers that allow you to have high mobility. You move around fast, you can complete the missions fast. I think some of the missions still require stealth if you want it to be done fast, but the need for stealth isn't very important in lower difficulties. The need for stealth only scales up as you go higher in difficulty. Let's go with defense missions first. Okay, so Specimen is an offensive mission. Pulse can't find the Specimen, so I wouldn't say bring Pulse. You can play Pulse if you want. Operator doesn't really matter for this. You can play Pulse if you want, but you should bring a drone. Bringing a drone allows you to scout in, find the Specimen real quick, like really fucking quick. And once you find the Specimen, you just clear your way through, aggro it, run back, pull it into the trap, and you're done. That's it. That's basically it. Next one is Nest Tracking. Nest Tracking, also an offensive mission. Pulse can scan nests, but I still recommend bringing a drone because droning allows you to find more than just nests, right? Like droning, especially with the XR recon drone, the XR one, the upgraded one, it auto scans all the enemies. And when you have something that auto scans all the enemies as you run through the zone, you can see all the tagged enemies, and it makes it easier to stealth, because if you're not stealth when you're running nest tracking and you end up aggroing one of the mobs, it's gonna be a fucking mess, because once you aggro it, all the nests, and it screams, it like lets out that scream, all the nests in that area will be aggroed as well, and then you can nest track an aggro nest, so you're gonna have to move to another area and find another bunch of nests to do the nest tracking. I think this is easier in solos, because in solos you can make sure you run as stealth, you can make sure you drone everything out, you can make sure you clear everything quietly, and then you can run in, finish the nests, you're done. If you're playing with a random squad, if they're not coordinating, then I would say just move to another area and try to do the objective yourself. It's not that hard. I think it's 5 nests max, so it's still doable by yourself. It's easier in solos because it's like 3 nests real quick. But if you have comms with your teammates and you can coordinate a stealth run, that would be ideal. If you have 2 other friends to play with, that would also be ideal. I would say don't get spotted. Sure, you can get spotted or whatever. It just slows down the run, and slowing down a run is just boring and annoying. Decontamination, also an offensive mission. It's basically the same thing as nest tracking. Easier in solos, I would say, because randoms will just ruin the stealth part again. So okay, my advice for this is the longer you take, the worse it gets, because enemies start spawning, popping up here and there. So I would say try to find every single nest. If it's solo, I think you only have to break 5 nests. Make sure you line up, try to clear all the nests in one clip. Quick tip, 1 nest only takes about 4 to 5 bullets to kill. It depends on the gun, I think. It might be 4 to 6. But I would also recommend taking utility nades, like slow nades or whatever, to slow down mobs that are going after you, because mobs start spawning when you aggro the decontamination area. Or you can take impact nade to blow up multiple nests at once to get it cleaned up fast. It's way easier to do solo because it's only 5 nests, but when you're doing squads, you either coordinate it, or if your other 2 players are not coordinated with you and you try to run in there yourself, it's really hard. I've died so many times doing this with randoms because they have no idea what they're doing. Next one is Sabotage. Sabotage is actually a defense mission. I've grouped Sabotage with Serial Scan because I think Sabotage and Serial Scan revolve around the same thing. They're a little annoying to do because you kind of just have to sit there and wait and like have things jump you here and there. You gotta defend the fucking target. You can bring IQ in to find the objective if you want, because IQ actually does find both Sabotage and Serial Scan. It's not a must. I'll explain operator choices later. If you bring a drone in, it covers her job. Like, no point bringing in IQ when you have a drone, right? The drone does her job completely fine. You can just find everything with the drone. You can find even more than IQ with the drone, in my opinion. I think the focus for both these missions, Sabotage and Serial Scan, are to buy as much time as you can. You should make sure you clear all the whole area, like anywhere where the Archeans can come from. You should clear them out of sprawl to make sure you have the advantage, because if they're sprawled, they run faster, and you don't want that. You want to slow them down as much as possible. Make sure you fortify the area, barricade windows, close doors, barricade the doors. Make sure you just have the whole area on lockdown before you start it, because if you don't, lower difficulties you might get away with it, but higher difficulties you're gonna get fucked. For operator choices, I think operator choices matter way more in defense missions than offense missions. I think in defense missions you can take, well, for this at least, for defense missions you can take Tachanka, Smoke, Gridlock, Capitao, and maybe Nomad and Ella. I think maybe Nomad and Ella, because both of them are, Nomad and Ella are more fill agents. You can pick both of them for anything, even defense missions. I think I would recommend either Gridlock or Capitao if you're running solo Sabotage or Serial Scans, because you can slow them down with the spikes, or Capitao. Even Capitao has way more stuff. Capitao has smokes, Capitao has the venom thing. It just buys you a lot more time. I wouldn't recommend Tachanka in solos, because if you sit in solos and you're playing Tachanka, you're sitting there with a machine gun. In lower difficulties, you might be able to get away with it, but in higher difficulties, if you get hoarded and die and you're just sitting there in the corner trying to gun everything down and you can't, no, not fun. You're just dead. I think if you're playing with a squad, however, Tachanka is really good, because you can have Tachanka sit at one of the fucking, what are they called? The arc spines. You can have Tachanka sit on one of the arc spines and then have the two other operators sit on the other one, because there's two arc spines, right? And then Tachanka can basically clear the entire one arc spine by himself. He doesn't need any help if you're playing in a squad, and if he does need help, someone can rotate over, fucking help him out easy. Next one is Shutdown. Okay, Shutdown is really easy. Shutdown is really easy if done right. I've played with randoms where they either don't grab the fucking canister for some reason, or they're just too busy killing stuff, I don't know, and I'm the only one grabbing the canister, and it gets really annoying. But if you're playing solo, it's only one canister. You only have to put in one canister, and you're done. If you're playing with a squad, it's also really easy. Okay, so all you have to do, take a drone, find a nutrient node. Once you find a nutrient node with the drone, if you're still on the extraction pad when your drone finds the nutrient node, that's ideal, because then all three of your teammates, or if you're playing solo yourself, can grab one of each of the canisters, and then just walk in, place all canisters required at once, and it's done. Boom, done. Next would be Hunt. I've put Hunt with both Biopsy and Specimen, because all three of them are pretty easy, and they're basically the same thing, right? I would say just, again, bring a drone. I think bringing a drone for basically every objective is really good. Bringing a drone can help you easily find all the targets in Hunt, Biopsy, and Specimen. You either bring a smoke grenade, a stun grenade, or any of the other crowd control grenades, anything that like stuns them. All you have to do is fucking walk up, nade them, stab them in the back, and you're done. For Biopsy and Specimen, I mean, just for Biopsy, I guess. For Specimen, you just find the guy, you shoot him, you aggro him, you pull him back, done as well. Wait, I've already explained Specimen. Okay, I'm stupid. For Hunt, I think if you're playing solo, like I said in the last video, if you're playing Hunt with Alibi and you're playing solo, Alibi is really good because of the Prisma decoy. She helps with distracting the main target while you're shooting it, but it doesn't really matter. In lower difficulties, I think it's easy to do enough with any operator. I think in higher difficulties, Hibana might be good because Hibana helps you shred a boss really quick. Hibana does a lot of damage with her ability, and she can shred a Hunt target really quick. Next is Triangulation. I think Triangulation is easy, and even easier if you're in a squad, right? All you have to do is find all 3 Triangulation computers with a drone or with IQ. IQ does it faster, I think, because you don't have to move your drone around and try to find all the computers, but if you listen to the beeping sound, if you have a headset on or earphones or whatever, and you have directional hearing, you can hear the beeping, and the beeping is where the computer is. So you can find all 3 computers either with a drone, with IQ, or just with the beeping sound alone. And if you're playing by yourself, you should probably use the drone to find all of the Archeans in the way of all the computers. Clear all the Archeans out first, so you can run from A to B to C really quick without having to fight anything. Just run through, finish all the computers, you're done. If you have 3 people, it's way too easy. You just have 1 player each sit at 1 computer. One activates A, the next activates B, and then C, and you're done. It's really quick. It can be done within seconds. Next one is Serial Scan. I've already explained that. Biopsy, already explained that. Rescue. Okay, Rescue is also pretty easy. I've done a couple rescue ones myself. All you have to do is use a drone. There's usually only a couple of mobs around the rescue target, so you drone out all the mobs around the rescue target. You can either go in loud, gun them all down, or you can stealth kill all of them. And then you also clear out the path, obviously. You clear a path so you can bring the rescue target back without anything hitting you. And then you're good. That's it. That's basically it. You just bring him straight back, you run in, kill the stuff, bring him straight back, you're done. MIA, last one, MIA. I think droning for MIA is fine, it's useful. And if you're bringing a drone in anyways, then yeah, just drone out the MIA area. But if you want to save a utility slot, and if like a teammate is bringing a drone, and you want your teammate to drone it, and you don't want to drone it yourself, the MIA area is always just the area with the most sprawl around it. So if you're walking around and you see an area with just covered in sprawl, that's it. That's the MIA area. Really easy to spot. Once you clear out the area of mobs, you can start clearing all the sprawl around it. You don't have to clear all the sprawl around it, just enough to provide you with mobility. In solo, it's honestly really easy. Alright, how you do MIA is this. You start the pull. You don't have to keep pulling him. You just start the pull. Stop the pull. And then now you pull. Yeah, look at this. That was so fucking easy. Like, you don't have to stay on the pull. I don't know why people always stay on the pull. You stay on the only reason you would stay on the pull... Actually, there's no reason to stay on the pull. If you stay on the pull, you're literally trolling your team. In squads, I think it takes longer, but it's the same concept. One guy can get on the target, get off it, and then help shoot all the nests that pop up. And if there's 3 people shooting nests, it's gonna go way faster. Pulse also helps for finding the MIA target, but it's not necessary because, again, you can just use a drone, right? Okay, I've listed some operators here for what to pick in certain missions. This might be obvious to some, but might not be as obvious to others, so I'm going to explain it. Operator picks hugely depend on what 3 objectives you get, right? It's not worth picking more than 1 defense agent if you have, like, 2 out of 3 missions that are offensive. So let's say you have nest tracking and shutdown. There's no way you're gonna pick Tachanka, Smoke, Gridlock just to secure that 1 sabotage area. All you need is maybe Gridlock or Capital, and then have other operators picked for offensive missions. Like, you can pick Ella, you can pick Nomad, you can pick Doc, you can pick You can pick anything, honestly. You can pick any. You can pick Sledge, but you can pick any operator. It's just good to pick a 2 to 3 speed for offensive missions. If you only have 1 defensive mission and you have 2 offensive missions, you probably wouldn't pick Tachanka because his ability does nothing for you if you're running Specimen or Triangulation or Rescue. It's better to pick more flexible agents, and I'll explain more about agents in the next video if you guys are interested. I might make I said in the last video, I'm gonna make a tier list explaining all the agents and what I think are flexible agents, what are good agents, what are bad agents, what happens when they level up, because some agents I've noticed go from really bad to really good once they're leveled. So that's something to pay attention to as well. That's basically it. I think that covers everything. It doesn't cover Gateway, but Gateway is also really straightforward, right? Gateway, you get sucked into the Singularity, some clones start spawning, you just kill the clone guy, you're done. That's basically it. You just shoot the guy. It's really straightforward. Obviously, you don't pick defense agents because Gateway is an offensive mission. You have to shoot the guy. You don't sit there on Tachanka and start gunning him down. If you sit there, he's gonna kill you probably. And if he doesn't kill you, the other Archaeans are gonna kill you. So yeah, Tachanka only really a good pick for missions where you want to sit there, like Sabotage or maybe Serial Scan. But yeah, that's it for the video. That's it. Thank you guys for watching if you are still watching. Catch you guys next video. If you have any questions, leave them below. I can make a video of your question, or I'll answer the question in the comment if it's simple enough.